You ever met a good chef who wasn't OCD?
Yeah. What you got there? You got that wind shift?
The Irish Red.
So good.
Yeah. Have you tried the sour IPA?
I just happened to bring him a can of that tonight from Grains. It's good.
I bought. I guess Lynn has like special labels for them. So I bought a 4-pack tonight, but I said, I don't want them canned without their labels, but I'm going to come back and pick them up. Don't you sell them shits out from underneath me. I already paid for them, son.
No, it's really good.
I have never met a chef that did not have some sort of OCD, but on the other side, I've never met a chef, including myself, that has the exact opposite, where he gives little to no fucks about anything, about one little thing.
Right.
So we're all very OCD and anal about one thing, and just absolutely do not care about the other thing.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's crazy.
Well, you're perfect for this podcast.
I guess he's not my brother. My brother's brother-in-law.
Okay.
Was a chef for a while and didn't like it, and now he sells foods. He's a food rep, but he always said, I didn't stay a chef because I don't like cocaine enough.
Right. There is unfortunately a whole lot of cocaine in a lot of kitchens.
Yeah. Since we're already into this, we got to roll the title.
Oh, you want me to do this one?
Yeah,
right here?
Yeah, do it.
Beers with Nigel is poured for you by Dire Oil Graphics, promotional products and design. They cover your brand bumper to bumper with graphic design, promo products, and print. See what Dire Oil Graphics can build for you at direoil.com. That's DYEROIL.com.
And here we go.
There we are.
Welcome to Beers with Nigel.
I've never actually had a sponsor when we did a podcast.
We don't know how the fuck that happened, bro.
Yeah, that was a happy accident. Somebody likes us. We have two friends. Really, that's what that boils down to.
I was about to say I'm Nick, but I'm not. That's Nick.
I'm Nick, that other guy. You are
Nigel.
That
the one guy. That one guy. Welcome to the show. Fucking Taylor Jones is in the house.
What's up?
AKA the Culinary Gangster. CG styling. Bro, I've already written the description for what this podcast is going to be. I've been thinking, I was like,
am I going to have to edit it?
No, actually, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect. What's up, son?
What's happening?
Welcome to the show, man.
It's good to be on.
Dude, this is, I knew this, people have been excited about this one. When we put it out there, because we've got a social media person.
Yeah.
That's Alana
I
Brewer.
noticed that.
Shout out to Alana.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's is she technically an employee? How's that work?
She is a contractor help.
Independent contractor.
Yeah.
But she does a great job of fucking promoting shit, and
she's awesome.
Shout out to Alana.
We have three friends.
She's my internet crush. She knows it. Josh knows it too. It's fine. I was
going to say, I'm sure Josh is fine with it. And if Alana's good with it, I'm sure Josh is good with it. I'd say go with 4 friends.
It's all love. You have 4 friends now.
4 friends. Yes.
Josh has got to be in there too.
So shit, man. You're a man of many talents. If I asked who the hell is Taylor Jones, what would you say?
I don't know, man. For the past couple years, it was kind of like a jack of all trades and a master of none is kind of where I feel like I've been over the past couple years. And, and really over the past 2 years, I've kind of put a hold on brewing. I got into the game a little bit like, meeting all you guys, back in 2013, 2014,
right.
Home brewing. The brewery didn't work out for this reason or that reason or whatever it may be. I never knew why, but, here we are now with this opportunity. And I would say I'm now a chef, that's it. That's who I am. I'm Chef Taylor Jones, but you don't have to call me that.
Let's catch everybody up first.
Yeah,
you are Chef Taylor Jones, the food concept at Diametric.
Diametric Brewing,
yes,
yep.
Burn Theory. Yep.
Burn Theory. Yeah. Yep. It's fucking dope. But we're gonna get into that though. But I want to go way back. Way back in the time.
Wait, I got
sound effects.
I know this isn't good video, but hold on.
Oh, he's going to go this. You know what? We didn't ask him what he was drinking.
It's okay if we're off our game a little bit.
Are we?
Yeah, I want to show
Well,
you.
you called yourself Nick.
I did.
You forgot to ask
I
him
did.
what beer he was drinking.
I did, yeah.
So
All
we
right.
might be off our game.
Yeah, what you drinking, son?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I started with the little wind shift. Oh, wait. There we go. They're
Yeah.
Irish Red. I went and saw Tony, and Lynn wasn't up there. Lynn, I miss you. But anyway, I saw
Yeah.
Sarah and Tony. It was cool.
Yeah, that Irish Red is fire.
Proper glass.
We got some River Bluff in the house. This
Oh,
is,
yeah, buddy.
Yeah, 8%. What did we decide it was called? Something
Dew.
Yeah, Sandy Dew, Sunday Dew,
Candy Dew.
Candy Dew. It's an 8%. I don't know what the hell it is, but
Well, at least you did your research.
shout, yeah.
Junior's going to be disappointed.
Well,
we don't really know.
You know what, Taylor? Beer karma is real. I was working last Saturday, and this dude Matt, the homeboy Matt, shout out to Matt. He's like, I heard you talking about fucking River Bluff, and he brought me this shit.
Oh, okay.
Ain't that beer karma is real, man?
Right?
It's
That's
a
like
real thing.
immediate, bro.
Yeah, so
But since you
want
don't
some
know
more?
what style it is and know nothing about it,
No,
I
he
guess
told- he
beer
told
karma
me,
Well, you
man.
told me earlier it was a triple.
Well, somebody wrote it in cursive, and we know we don't write in cursive anymore, so there's that.
Well, if it's 8%, it's not a triple.
No, I don't think it is.
Well, then you're wrong.
But it says 8%. I don't know, but whatever. It's tasty.
Did
Well,
you
It's
Google
light.
it?
It's
No.
really light.
Junior. We'll put it in the description, Junior. I don't know what the
Okay,
fuck it
cool.
is. So because I don't know if you've met Junior who comes up to Wind Shift. He,
Yeah.
we don't-
I actually just
Yeah.
talked to him today.
Yeah,
Well, if we don't tell him what beers we're drinking, we get in trouble.
he is not
Oh,
happy.
right. Yeah.
And
He
we
is
want
not
to keep
happy.
we want to keep Junior happy.
So let's go back into time, bro.
Sure.
I know you as an amazing home brewer. Look at that. He broke out a picture.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is not you.
That is me. 1998, son.
What were you doing? What were you cooking?
Yeah. So when I was 13 or so, I went out to my grandparents' house right out in Auburn, Kansas. It was like 30 minutes south of my parents' house. And I would help my grandpa mow his big ass yard. Well, at night they had DirecTV and they had like a satellite dish. And I'm like, oh, there's all these crazy channels on here. Like, why is there a food channel? That's dumb. And so I turned it on and it was Bobby Flay and this show called Chillin' and Grillin'.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like 5 a.m, my grandma gets up to make breakfast and I'm still watching TV, bro. Like,
Wow.
I'm in it to win it. Like, this is it. This is my shit, The next year, she got me signed up for the volunteer program at Stormont Vale Hospital where my dad worked. And I was in the kitchen volunteering over the summer for 2 years.
That's dope.
And it just,
So you were cooking before you were brewing.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you knew then that was your thing.
Yeah, it really. And then when, I never really thought I would own my own place. Like when I got out of Topeka, I came up here to do some corporate restaurant stuff. We don't need to get into all of that, but I thought, restaurant management would be my thing. And then maybe up into district kind of managing, like that corporate ladder, you know what I mean? Make
Right.
that money. And, when I started realizing what they were doing and how they were doing and why they were doing, it wasn't about a craft. It wasn't about like a guest experience. It wasn't about the process. It was all about the dollar
Right.
at the end of the day, and that's not who I am to the core of me. I mean, yeah, I got to get paid, I got to get mine, but money doesn't like revolve like my life. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's everything else. And when I moved out here, I met Bert over at Grains and Taps, and he got me into home brewing. And I found that the two were very similar. Like there was a backbone of kind of things that you normally followed, but it was okay to like break that shit up.
Dang it. He's blowing up my theory.
And then like you can like when you cook, there's kind of a backbone, but you can kind of break that shit up too. You know what I mean? And like the different aromas, you smell first, so your beer's always got to smell good. Well, your entree, it's got to look good. It's all like everything's the same. So brewing just kind of came naturally to me, and that led me to meet a bunch of really, really, really good people. And eventually here I am. It's actually how I met my wife too, which is pretty awesome.
That's a great love story right there.
So
That's a whole
the
nother
beer
podcast.
festivals that
Yeah. So
shout out to Becky. Love you. She's the only reason.
So do you remember what it was watching Bobby Flay?
yeah.
That,
No,
like,
he
clicked
had
with
this
you?
show called Chillin' and Grillin'. So he was
And I remember
doing a show with some other dude that I guess didn't make it, or I don't know, Bobby Flay beat him up or whatever. I don't know maybe he couldn't beat Bobby Flay. I don't know. But I don't know, they
Knife
set
in the
this
back, no
Weber
big deal.
out there, and they were just going after it on this Weber. And I remember like Mario Batali was on there, Emeril Lagasse, was back there, Guy Fieri, I kind of, at very early stages of my crazy culinary, I love how like outside of the box he thought, and
right.
That whole thing. And like, so really it just it was a passion of that, and just kind of evolved, just trial and error as I went. And then when I bought my first smoker, it was fucking over, bro.
So going back to when you were 13,
yeah,
and you started, you were digging the show. What was it?
Yeah.
What did you like to cook? What was your jam? What were you like? Just different
Honestly,
shit or what?
it's the most ridiculous thing in the world, but the first thing I ever perfected was potatoes. Isn't that stupid? Isn't that stupid?
Well, no. But also, like, it's those simple things, right? That you say, I perfected.
Yeah, I perfected a breakfast potato. I worked like an entire summer on just skillet potatoes. I didn't want to cook them, like par cook them and then sear them. I wanted to cook them right in the skillet, with all 28 seasonings we had on the shelf that were 10 years old or whatever. My mom's bullshit she never used. All right, Mama, love you. So I just kind of I don't know. And then I just started teaching myself the different processes and how things went. But yeah, it just kind of started breakfast, and then kind of moved into sandwiches and then dinners. And yeah, I mean, I fucked a whole lot of shit up along the way too. Don't get me wrong.
But I think there is an artistry to good sandwiches, right? Like to make really good sandwiches. Yeah. That's an art form.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not everybody can do that.
I would agree. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie Chef. But like when Chef Roy Choi is kind of showing Jon Favreau, like, okay, your grilled cheese, like this is what you're watching your entire life. Nothing else matters but this moment right here. Every time we put a sandwich or anything on that flat top or in that fryer, like that's our life right there. Like if you screw this up and it's not perfect the way you want it, man, it's over.
Because if it's not good, you're
and
done.
For real, if you break it down, bro, we're browning bread.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're just browning bread, but it's when it's done perfect, it's another level.
And it's not unlike brewing.
Right.
I mean, it's it's simple ingredients.
Right.
But you can fuck it up.
Yeah. Well, like, and they say what? Like, yeah, bad pizza is still good pizza.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but when you get
mostly
that,
true.
I know, but when you get like that perfect pizza, you're like, whoa, this is pizza. So I'm on a beer too. Shout out to my boys at Diametric.
Oh, was that a mystery beer, or it didn't have a label on it?
No, Sean is canning today. If Nick Rogers is listening, I'm drinking a hoppy wheat out of a can, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that beer is really nice too.
It's so good. It's called Deuce's Wheat.
Yeah.
So, but no, he was canning today, and this is a low fill.
Yeah.
So I get to take it home.
You heard about the low fills. Ain't nothing wrong with the low fills.
We've had about 3 shows in a row where we've talked about the low fills.
And as you can tell, there's nothing wrong with them.
And nothing wrong with it. It's just low fill. So
the
what was your first beer that you remember drinking that you were like, damn, this is good? Because we all drank shit, but you get to that point. Really? That's still a good beer. Well, rest in peace, Tallgrass. But
you'll really like this, Nigel. But Wichita Brewing's bringing it back, man.
Yeah, because they had Buffalo Sweat.
Yeah.
On where was I? I was somewhere. They had it on tap.
They bought it. They bought all the rights, the naming rights, labeling rights, the whole nine.
Yep.
But yeah, and then right after that was Ethos IPA by Tallgrass.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the one that just made me go. I was like, hops? What are these hops?
And we know you love your hops. So
know, right?
He loves his Citra hops. He's a Citra head. Yeah. So the whole the obviously, you've been cooking more than you've been brewing.
Right.
I remember when you first started brewing. I mean, what you said is related to cooking. You jumped right in, and you really didn't have any misfires. You just kind of came into the game, was like, oh, I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Well,
what was that like?
I think confidence can, like, fake it till you make it.
Right.
Like I've always had this, like, I try not ever to be cocky, because nobody wants an asshole around. Right. But I do carry a bit of confidence with me. Like when I do something, like I don't ever half-ass it. Like I just go and I'm in. Like that's the thing. Like this is the thing we're doing right now. And so I nerd out on it. Like, okay, so if I can do this, then I can change this and I might get that. And sometimes those experiments work. Sometimes the experiments don't. You never tasted when they didn't work. You only tasted when they did.
I've been on enough brew days.
He's saying he only brought you the good stuff.
No, I've been on enough brew days at his house that I tasted the wort and I was like, oh, that's going to be a good one.
Oh, like Mind Over Matter is the one you talk about all the time.
Tell us about Mind Over Matter and what you did to that beer.
So it was a 6-gallon boil. I was hoping to get 5 gallons of beer out of it. In actuality, I got about 3.5 gallons. But I put, was it 32 ounces of hops? Into that thing.
Yeah.
Wait. 5 gallons, 32 ounces was hops.
Yeah. It was a lot of hops.
But it was an amazing beer.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
With apologies to Melissa Cole, I bet that was hoppy.
Sorry, Melissa.
Hoppy. And the best part is all went in the whirlpool too, so it wasn't bitter at all. It was all
that was really one of my first, because that was really before the hazy. Yeah. The New Englands were really, because thinking back then, we were in your garage, and we were fucking getting what's that brewery you love in Colorado we used to get?
Weldworks.
Yeah, Weldworks. Yeah. We would get that shit. We were like, oh my God. And when you did yours, I was like, this is as good as that shit we're getting from Colorado, because it wasn't really the hazy game in town yet.
No, not at all. I think at that point in time, the big haze was coming, like local was coming out of Oklahoma. It was Everything Rhymes with Orange.
Yeah.
I'd kind of taken over like the Kansas City area. Like everybody wanted it, and freshy cans once a week, look.
Shout out to Kenny, because you always put in an order for Kenny to bring you some or send you some Everything Rhymes with Orange. He'll be here in a couple weeks. I'll tell him to bring.
I've only met Kenny once.
Well, he'll be here next weekend.
I like Kenny.
I'll tell him to bring you a case.
Yes, please. He's a good dude.
Yeah, wow, Kenny's that's good. I'll never forget. I was at his house, and it was a brew day, and his kids were there running around. And we were about to add the hops into the beer, right? And I'm asking his daughter, I don't know how she was at the time. She was young.
Like 6 or 7.
Yeah. I was like, you know what those are? She's like, those are hops, stupid.
She wouldn't have called me stupid.
She sure did.
That's just good parenting. You were just teaching her the game.
That innocent little girl calling you stupid, she would never do that.
She was joking, but
she's 10 now. Imagine what she'd call you.
Oh my God. Right. That's awesome. So, you kind of had some designs on, doing a brewery, man. I tell people all the time, out of ZZ Hops, for those who don't know, it's a homebrew group in Eastern Jackson County, Missouri. We had still have some studs in that club. And I told somebody the other day, given the opportunity, you could have totally done it.
Absolutely.
Like a no-brainer.
Yeah. I was looking for it, man. Every angle I was trying. Kevin and I wanted to open a brewery real bad. We had the finances, and the finances kind of fell apart. And like every single time something happened, and honestly, I'm glad it did. I'm really glad it did. It was a blessing in disguise. It just wasn't. It wasn't my time. You know what I mean?
Nick's out of beer. Just a mystery beer bag.
I say but I'm really like leaning forward in my seat now. I'm a little bit excited.
Shout out to Tony Medina for earning this bag at the golf course. We don't know which golf course. Look at that. Brown paper bag, baby.
Oh, baby.
You can get those. There's a bar on 39th Street downtown where you can get that. You push a button and it's
high dive.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, that's why I stole the idea, man.
Yeah, you cash in if you get the high life, baby.
Hey, you made the trip this time.
No, that's the beer I forgot last.
That's the beer you forgot last time. We got Transparents.
It's on the other side right there.
There we go. It's Boo Young Hazy Pale.
Boo Young Hazy Pale. Boo Young
5.8 Junior.
Yeah, Junior 5.8 baby. That's poor.
Everyone used to say smell-o-vision. We got poor-o-vision.
Poor-o-vision.
Right. And see, if I'd have been a real jerk, I'd have made some of them tacos, and I'd just been fucking munching down on them tacos in front of me. I
might have muted you at that point. I'm just saying.
I almost went over there and just brought some damn Taylor Tots, but I didn't do it. I ran out of time.
That's what I think is so damn ironic, is that I started perfecting breakfast potatoes, and here I am known for these stupid Taylor Tots.
Wait,
bro.
Is that the cheesy tot thing?
Yeah, bro.
Oh my lord,
that's my wife's idea. Let's give credit where credit is due. Well, I wouldn't say it was her idea, but kind of like she was like, I saw this deal on how you may want to do them, and showed it to me, and I was like, no, that's freaking genius. But I told her I wanted to do tots, but I didn't want them to be like
Sonic.
Frozen. Yeah. So I wanted to make my own. And we worked on it for like 2 months trying to get the cook right. And
here we go.
I don't know. We just kept making croquettes.
Look how pretty that is.
Pretty. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yumtown.
Yeah.
Look, if you're only listening on your podcast app, you got to go to the video too.
So the funny thing is when I had this beer down at the brewery, I was like, who the fuck is Boo Young? Because and then I found out who Boo Young was. So when you walk into Transparent, they've got those slats of those old pallets, right?
Right.
And it's just wood, whatever. on one of the slats it says Boo Young. They don't know what the fuck it means. That's where they got the name. So I put on Untapped. I said, be sure to ask to meet Boo Young when you go in.
Right.
You can't miss him. That's can. Weird. How is that, bud?
That's fantastic. A little pineapple in that?
Mm-mm. That's just hops, baby.
That's all hop.
Taylor knows about that. There's probably some Citra in there. What you bet?
Where you guys at? I'll get right there. How far?
Hey, so I know you as a brewer. You just love Citra hops. What is it about Citra hops that you really love?
It was just how close they became to just orange juice.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't know how close it just became to just straight orange juice, and the brightness of it and the freshness of it and all that. So, do
you have a style that you dig?
Honestly, like as far as beer,
yeah.
Like my favorite style.
I mean, you don't have to have a favorite. You can have favorite styles if you want.
Obviously I like hoppies, but I honestly like a really good 4.5-5% session IPA, as long as it's not hop water. Don't give me hop water.
Have you actually had that?
What's the ABV on that guy?
What did he say? 5.8?
Yeah.
5.8.
5.8.
So that kind of consistency, but 4.5, 5.
Yeah. And this has a lot of body. I mean, there's nothing. If you blind tasted me, I'd probably say it was 7% or above.
Right.
It tastes a higher ABV than the.
And that was 8. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Is that because of the hop burn? You think maybe you associate alcohol
not really
burn?
No,
it's not a hop burn.
I think it's
just the body.
The body.
It's just a thicker.
It's juicy.
Hit on the tongue.
It's juicy.
And I think like you said earlier, it's about that. It's almost an orange juice. So this is almost like an orange or pineapple juice.
Right. Love it.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty.
Yeah, this is like they left the pulp in.
Right.
You get the juice with pulp.
Yeah.
Which I love, by the way.
Shout out to Nolan down at Transparent, because he sends us he gives us a crowler every show.
Nice.
Just for the love. And
when Nigel remembers.
Well, the last one I had it in my Frigidaire and I forgot to bring it. I was like, well, sorry, Nolan. And then I went down and he gave me shit. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
But look, if your friends aren't giving you shit.
He's like our unofficial sponsor or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I guess the next question begs, you're at Diametric, they're doing all this crazy beer. You gotta brew something there, right?
Well, that's what I was just getting ready to tell you. Trunk music. You remember that beer?
Oh yeah.
That little
trunk, not Trump. Trunk music. Trunk. Not Trump music.
So it.
I was about to ask for the story.
I'm going to give it to you. So there's this rapper Yellow Wolf that my boy Kevin and I really like, and he dropped an EP called Trunk Music, and it's just basically trunk music is subs in a trunk of a usually an old box car, whatever, whether it be a Cutlass or a Caprice or whatever. Usually it's a box, but trunk music is just subs, bass, something that hits hard, And I would thought the play on that hit hard, but yet light ABV, but make it drink heavier, give it body, give it a lot of hops. It'd be a kind of a fun play, and it was phenomenal. So I think we're going to do that up. It's 100% Eldorado hops. It's mash hop only, and then Whirlpool hops only. So it gets hops in the mash, at 160, and then it doesn't see hops again until it gets down to 185.
Nice.
So it doesn't see any hops hotter than 185.
When's this happening, bro?
I don't know. He's got a lot of things to do, man. He wasn't able to brew for like a year, you know.
Well, yeah, they're backed up as fuck.
Yeah,
so
he's got almost every tank full, man. It smells like, man, you walk through the fermentation, there's fart, and then there's like raw egg, and then there's like weed, and then like orange juice, like
right.
It's crazy. Like that, you walk in there and just the fermentation smells are going insane right now. He's got lagers going. They're brewing.
Now, are you starting to? Because you've been. What are you? 2 months in now?
Started about Super Bowl, so month-ish, full time.
Are you thinking start doing some pairings, like playing your food towards some of their beers?
Yeah, we do. We use our barbacoa. We cook with Juan Moore,
the Mexican lager, yeah,
which is a Mexican lager. So we actually the barbacoa we have is really, really special. It's not an average barbacoa. We actually we take one of those big full pans, and I take a big chuck roll primal, and I cut it down into like what would be like pot roast that you would buy at the store. And I take dried chilies and put it around the corner, and then my seasoning over the top, and then I fill one more to the bottom, and I put the whole thing on the pit, and it actually braises with the smoke and the chilies and everything all day long on my pit. So all that chili flavor gets cooked into it.
By the way,
I think Nick has
speaking my language.
I think Nick has a Woody.
I wasn't going to be that graphic, but there's a reason I'm sitting like this watching the video.
I will say, like, we are going to do a lot of things with their beer. The only thing we really want to make sure is we're doing a lot of gluten-free stuff. So we want to be careful and take care of those people. Like our fryer is 100% gluten-free. So my mom has celiacs and has not been able to have fries and tots and donuts, any of that stuff like in years, So I'm like, she trusts me to cook her food because I have like my grill, I have a whole separate different grates and cooking tools and cutting board and like a whole set of stuff just for my mom. So she trusts me. So it was very, 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 very important when we did this project that fryer stays gluten-free.
Yeah.
We have it. I got to know there's some guys here in town that do a gluten-free beer company.
Yep. Right.
Bard's Beer. And I got to know them a little bit. And their whole thing is that like they basically are owning the process all the way through to make sure that it's everything is gluten-free and it's not cross-contamination at a brewery or anything.
That is a very, 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 very important role. Like it's like producing a beer. Like if you put lactose in a beer and you don't label it and somebody's lactose intolerant and drinks your beer, you could have just ruined their Saturday night.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's very important that when we do advertise it away, we keep it that way. So I have to be careful where we put the beer to be able to not cross-contaminate. But a lot of times we develop recipes that do pair with the beers inside and just ask the bartender. Usually it's Sam or Sean, Mac Devin, those guys, anybody down there, just ask them and they'll pair you the right beer.
Yeah.
Can you trust Nigel when he's behind the bar?
Not at all.
No,
Not at all.
That's what I thought.
This is like a ping pong match. I'm gonna send.
Let me tell you this way.
Here we go.
Sunday nights in a brewery. Oh, excuse me, that was terrible. Sunday nights in a brewery are one of the slowest nights. That's Nigel's night.
Not anymore, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I ruined that. My bad. Mac was.
You totally ruined it. I like it though. I don't. I'd much rather be working than sitting around dicking off. You know what I'm saying?
The love we have, man, is awesome.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of love down there, and I really appreciate it.
Well, I think in addition to fantastic beer and now fantastic food, they earned a lot. They earned a lot of love by what they did during the lockdown by doing
Together We Can,
launching that Together We Can thing.
Oh yeah,
I mean
that was great.
What I tell a lot of people, like the partnership that I have with them, it's like there's absolutely nobody else on this earth I'd rather partner with than those, because they believe the same. They're not driven by money. They're not driven by any of that. It's just doing the right thing. They're just good people doing good things.
Doing it for the love.
Yeah, and we're just creating kind of a thing down there. It's like a whole vibe, It's just cool.
Well, it's like this, and people think, well, there's a brewery over there. That's not going to work. It's fucking worked. Nobody thought Winship would work.
When I first heard that's where they were going, I was like, no way is that going to work.
I mean,
I had no confidence.
No, in
that out of the way place, right?
Yeah, but the minute you get there and you're like, oh, okay.
I'm not going anywhere else now.
Yeah, no,
I'm going to stay here for a while.
It's one of the dopest tap rooms in Kansas City, easily.
With that pond, man, with all those stupid geese.
Bro, I tell people all the time in the summer when they have the doors open, and if you don't look to the right and see Hy-Vee, it looks like you're on a boat.
Yeah, right.
You just got to put blinders on.
Yeah, yeah. Just don't look to the right. Fuck Hy-Vee, right? Yeah. So, back to the beer side, man. Sure. I know you're creative with your food. I know you're creative with your beer. I told this story the other day. It was Oktoberfest, and I despise pumpkin beers. I think pumpkin should not be in a beer. This dude,
are you like my feeling towards pickles?
Yeah, because do you eat raw pumpkin? No, you don't.
I'm not a big fan of pumpkin beers. I mean, I'll drink
and think about it. If you make a pumpkin pie, you have to put so much goddamn sugar in it to make it actually taste good. But on that note, my man here decides to do a pumpkin beer, but he couldn't just do the beer. He had to have a whole fucking setup. Tell us what had happened.
Wait. We've already had this. When it starts with what happened.
What happened was.
So I'm sorry. I'm gonna talk and look down. I'm gonna find this picture.
No, that's all good.
Because I know I've got it. So I wanted to do so there was a competition. So anytime I do a competition like at a beer festival, like I'm not going to make a BJCP beer, okay? I am not making like the best Helles lager you've ever had in your entire life, okay? If I'm trying to win a contest at a beer festival, I'm going to make a gimmick beer, okay? It's either going to be pink and sour or it's going to be themed around what it was. And it was Oktoberfest, so I decided to do a pumpkin beer. And, you can take watermelon, hollow it out, and put juice and cocktails and shit back in it. And put a tap in it. I'm like, what if you could tap a fucking pumpkin? And I was like, well,
yes,
but I can't put the beer in the pumpkin because that's just going to be a foamy fucking mess. But I can run the line through the pumpkin and put a tap on it. So I did. I'm going to find this picture. Sorry, it's going to be forever.
And was it like a 10% beer?
No, it was just a pumpkin cream ale. It was like 5%.
Oh, was it? Maybe I drank too many, man. Maybe I got drunk.
Remember, it was more sweet potato than it was pumpkin.
That's what I'm saying. And
I use sweet potatoes, not pumpkins.
Yeah, so it was fucking delicious.
It was really good. Here it is.
But the setup was so dope.
I love sweet potato. Might be my favorite root vegetable.
Oh my god, you can't see it.
No, tilt down a little bit. There you go.
Oh gosh.
Hold on. Look at that shit there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's dope.
That is beautiful. Again, if you're just listening on your podcast app, switch over next time and go re-listen to this episode on your video.
Watch
Rewatch.
Or re-listen.
I had a wooden crate and I just flipped it over and I ran all my lines up under through it and I put the pumpkin on top of that crate and then I put my sign in front so all you see was the pumpkin on the crate and 2 tap handles and I just filled the pumpkin full of ice and I had my coils in there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I didn't win though.
Crazy and awesome.
You won it.
Shout out to Fringe Beer Works who did win that year.
Did they? What they win with? Grapefruit wheat?
The wheat, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's still one of their staples right there.
Look, it's summertime. I'll drink it year round, but I love that's one of my favorite summertime beers.
Yeah. What was your you were on the festival circuit quite a bit. What was your favorite festival?
Nano's always been my favorite.
Yeah, Nano was dope.
Yeah, Nano was always because it was so spread out. It was in the river market or the river. I just love the riverfront. Between that, I'd say between that and hip hops. Hip hops to me was my jam because I listen to pretty much nothing but hip hop. So it was like all the music I dig was playing all day. Just I was drinking beer with pouring with Kevin, which is my homie,
your homie,
and around all my friends. And I'm gonna switch that. Hip hops was my favorite. Then Nano.
All right. Shout out to Woody Bonds. That was his
and
festival.
I'm going to bite my tongue here, and I'm actually going to put it out to Spring Fling as my favorite because that's where I met my wife. So I should probably say that one.
All right.
And we'll go hip hop, then we'll go Nano.
Look,
the other part of the conversation didn't happen.
Look, speaking of hip hop,
yeah,
I know you're a fucking Wu Tang fanboy.
Yeah, boy.
When did that happen, man?
Wu-Tang?
At what point? As soon as you heard him?
No. So my sister dated this dude, Dustin, right, in high school. And she had some shit to do after school, so he was going to give me a ride home. He fucking pulls up in like a 1977 Plymouth Duster, like sand and rust and brown. And he's got these 6x9 speakers just in the back, and he's just blaring this music. Like, you know how when people used to play it loud enough you couldn't actually understand, it just kind of cracked.
Right.
So I got in and I just turned his shit down and I said, "Can I listen to this?" And he goes, "Yeah, this is that new Wu Tang." I said, "What's? I've never heard of Wu Tang, you know?" And he skips it back, and Triumph is the first song he plays for me. And Inspector Deck comes in and drops "I Bomb Atomically," Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define what I'll be. And I'm just like, what fucking hip hop is going on right now? And that's when I was like, I started researching into Wu Tang and kind of knowing who they were and like how they. And then I found 36 Chambers, and it was fucking over.
How
so I kind of went backwards. I went Wu Tang forever, and then then I went 36 Chambers. Then I went all the individuals and kind of back. So it was stupid though. But like,
so were you listening to hip hop before that?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, a little bit. Like I was more on like the West Coast,
okay,
like Biggie, like more like the mainstream stuff, you know.
Right.
I'm from small town Topeka, dumbass Kansas. I mean, it's not exactly a hip hop scene, you know. I've been listening to Tech before I was listening to Wu Tang.
Really?
Yeah, because he used to be part of the 57th Street RDVs. It was the Road Dog Villains.
I did not know that. See, we're getting a little hip hop lesson.
A couple of my homies that I rolled with and hung with knew those dudes. So I was like, when Angelic came out, I was listening to Angelic on like demo. It was stupid.
There you go. Have some more.
Anyway.
That's when
I found Wu Tang, man, like RZA, like with what he does with samples and beats and kung fu and the lyricists, the stories they tell and the words they use. Like, did you know GZA has like a degree in astrophysics?
Yeah, smart guy.
Stupid.
Yeah, smart guy.
Yeah, dude.
No, that we were talking about before, that documentary. For those who don't know, of Mics and Men.
Mics and Men.
Yeah, fucking dope ass.
Real quick, that freestyle Method Man does on the intro.
Yeah.
When he stutters.
Yeah. No, they're fucking phenomenal. Who else do you like in hip hop?
Obviously Wu and all the Eminem is one of mine that I followed for years. Like, I remember bumping Slim Shady LP when I was like 16, 17 in my Cutlass, which I still have. And
beautiful car, by the way.
And then I kind of fell off on him, like when he started popping pills. His music just got kind of weird. But his new shit, man, it's dope. But Eminem's big one. God, I have a lot. I really like Yellow Wolf and all the stuff he does. I'm trying to think of who I listen to like a lot of. Oh, Nas is a huge one. Right. 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz is stupid.
And he's like 74. He started like super late or got famous late.
He got famous late. He has a song called Statue of Limitations that'll tell you all about it. He used to sell drugs to all the rappers.
Really?
And then finally kind of made it as a rapper. I don't know if he like dealt his way there or what, but that dude is lyrically insane.
He probably paid his bills,
right?
To get there, but he's good.
Yeah, dude. Like, I love like how he does the trap beats, but he doesn't just repeat words over it. He actually tells a story over that trap beat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, trap music's not bad, but a lot of it's very repetitive and kind of chanty.
Yeah.
His wordplay and his associations really, really dope. I really like Tech Nine. Brother Lynch Hung. I'm a huge fan of everything Brother Lynch and all of like X-Rated and all those dudes did back like in the early 90s. Like, I was 8 years old when the album, I think, Loaded dropped. And
was your mom letting you listen to that shit?
No. She did not let me have parental advisory like at all. I think that
was when you went to your friend's house and they had it.
No, I think I was on a school trip and I stole my first Biggie tape. But because it was parental advisory and I wasn't supposed to have it. I feel bad for that too. I've never stolen anything else after that. It was stupid. But anyway, she heard it one day and got really fucking mad at me because he was just, it's Big Papa. So you don't give a fuck. Yeah. So Biggie be one that's a big. I don't follow much Puffy and the shit after, but Biggie. I got a lot, man. I like a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I keep that. Freddie Gibbs is pretty dope for trap stuff.
Yeah. So back to the food side.
Yeah.
These days, let's say before, because I've been to your house, I've seen you do some wild ass shit.
Right.
This guy, one time, I'm gonna make some rice. He cooked rice in a skillet. I was like, "What in the world?" I was like, my Jamaican mother would have been like, "What is he doing?"
Why can't I make rice in a skillet?
I guess you can. I just never seen it. I've been to your house. This guy, how many smokers? You had 3 smokers in your backyard? 2, 3?
I got 3.
Yeah. So before Burn Theory, let's say you just, because I know you're always cooking shit.
Right.
What's your go-to, or do you even have a go-to? What's your favorite thing to cook, or do you just like to fucking smoke? I don't know.
Smoke. Cooking everything with fire and cooking shit with fire I shouldn't, like cheesecakes.
What?
Yeah.
All right, now look, I play around, but I have not done that.
Yeah.
What's tell us about that.
So my wife is a fantastic baker. I think we all know that, or most of us know that.
Yeah, I do. Shout out to Betsy.
Shout out to Betsy. I love you, babe. But she'll make a dessert and she'll go, "Hey, I bet you could smoke this." And I'll go, "Wait a minute, you do what?" And I said, and so we have these conversations back and forth. And I said, "I think a cheesecake would be dope smoked because it's rich.
Yeah,
anything rich should work with smoke." And so we started playing around, and bro, she did this Oreo cheesecake, and we cooked it on the smoker, and fucking forget about it.
And it's not too much?
No, Nick. And then call nobody.
Well, you got to remember, your cheesecake pan is solid and up. So none of that gets smoke. So only the top gets the smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so it's just going right over that top layer.
The rest of it then, the problem is with cheesecake, you have to keep that pit at 300 degrees.
So a little higher than normal.
But you better not dip. And I don't cook with pellet or gas or electricity. I cook with wood. So I got to be out there, and I might be adding a chunk of wood this big every 5 minutes.
Oh man! Now, look, I will admit, I have now gotten lazy. I got rid of my big smokers, and I'm just electric now. I'm old and lazy.
You know what? And it turns out a phenomenal product, and I know a lot of people like it. I like what combustion can do. To me, it's another.
No, I hear you.
It's another way for me to flavor my meat. You know, if I want to add some vanilla in, kind of like a barrel in a beer, I can do that with the combustion. You know, if I want this wood to give this flavor, I can throw some of that in there. You know, if I want a hotter, whatever it may be. So, I like the ability to kind of create those flavors with the fire that maybe somebody else can't.
I think you're right. Like I said, I'm a little older and lazy. And so now I like it. But I think you're right. Like you can't, that's the thing I've noticed, like the electric smoker that I have now, I can get perfect meat every time.
Right.
But I can't play with a lot of those flavors you get with your different woods and your other stuff to change your profile a little bit. Now that is a concession to the lazy cooking.
It's okay.
Look, and I just got into this sous vide. I just got a sous vide around Christmas time, and that is I love it.
So I kind of do the same thing at Burn Theory. So essentially sous videing is cooking at an extremely low temperature for a long period of time, but it's precisely accurate.
It is precise temperature.
So I am not exactly as precise, but we do sous vide some things. Like our burgers are cold smoked. I only cook them to about medium rare. So on my pit, if I have a smaller fire, my first 2 doors are pretty warm and my last door is pretty cool. So I actually smoke my burgers nice and cold and almost sous vide them. They're just not in that water bath. And then you take them in, cool them. And when you cool them, that fat that it's kind of come out of the patty solidifies.
Oh, yeah.
And then I put it on my flat top and I get it all nice and crispy again.
I just bought the new griddle, by the way. I bought one of those.
I got a 36 out back.
Oh, man. I just bought the big 4-burner.
So
gotta have it.
We're gonna get it.
So what's your temperature? We're gonna nerd out a little bit here. Nigel.
No, you already did it.
Well, at your cold smoke. How low do you have that?
About 180, 200.
Woo!
I mean, that's low and slow right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's almost sous videing, and like you're not allowing the temperature. Like the purpose of sous vide is you bring the meat temperature up to whatever you're sous videing at, and it holds at that and breaks down whatever. I kind of use those same principles. I just do like a dry sous vide, I guess.
Right.
And like we smoke garlic to use in like our aiolis because like a little. I don't know. I'm just going to nerd out on a lot of food here. Like we don't.
I'm good with this.
Burn Theory does not own a freezer. We do not own a microwave, and we do not own an oven. We have a 375-gallon offset pit, which we bought from Tyler Harp.
Shout out to Tyler Harp Barbecue.
They do some good food.
Barbecue in Kansas City.
Do some great food.
And Tyler himself is just a great dude. Tyler, what's up, homie? I love you, homie. So I bought a pit he wasn't using, did some modifications on it to get it working again. Correctly and properly. He helped me out a ton with that, so that's dope. But we have that, a flat top, 2 burners, and a fryer.
Yep.
That's
serious.
It. So everything is cooked on that pit. So I had to create fun ways to cook on that pit.
So
that's a blast, though.
So
yeah, dude.
How did this all come to be? I know you, Mac, and those guys are homies. You know, everybody knows you fucking.
Right.
You know, you burn on the stove, you know. How did that, were they looking to do food? Were you looking to do your own thing?
So a lot of people don't, I mean, a lot of people probably do. Sean's been in this industry a long time. Like he was with Hy-Vee for a long time. He's very, 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 very smart. And some of their best nights is when they had food. Everybody knows food brings you to a brewery.
Right.
Okay. And my mouth's dry. I'm talking a lot. So I'm going to break into the Wu Tang glass.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
We're gonna bring the ruckus. Rest in peace, ODB.
Well, we got to finish this if we're going mystery.
Yeah, well, you got a tiny glass right there. You can alternate, bro.
But
oh, you got a test cat?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, you've been holding on to that shit.
Yeah, we're gonna bring the ruckus. Sean hooked me up this night. He told me to drink it on the podcast, and I'm like,
yeah, that's one of the best beers ever made in Kansas City. Easily. Have you had a test cat?
No.
Oh, I got one. I got a low fill at my house. I need to bring that to you. That'll change your life, son.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This Wu Tang's about to pop. Check this out.
So anyway, we got a Dragon's Milk White. It's a bourbon barrel aged white stout.
Oh yeah, the Dragon's Milk. They do like a lot of variations of their bourbon barrel aged stouts that are really good. They do like banana and all sorts of good shit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to Gomer's Liquor at
Gomer's
103rd State Line.
I
went there to buy a bottle of whiskey. $115 later. $115 later.
I saw that post on your social media.
And there was some Cazadores and some motherfucking.
What are you gonna do?
You went to buy Rieger.
I did.
And you can't.
Went to buy one bottle and I left 150.
You remember that time we stopped at Crown?
It's the Gomer's now.
I know it's a Gomer's now. I go there all the time.
No. I took him there after a sporting match and he lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah, I did. I did a Nigel. I spent like $200 that night. It was stupid.
Yeah.
But
not that poor.
But no, so
it's fine.
You know, everybody knows Mr. Alex Workman. Shout out to Alex, love you, homie. Another one of my really good dudes. He wanted to talk, and it was going to be like a real nice, I think, Monday night. I think it was somewhere in like November, December, somewhere around there. It was a real nice night. He's like, I want to chat. So we went up there and talked and had a beer or two on the patio. And Sean just casually kind of walked by and he said, man, I'll buy you a food truck if you run it. And I said, whatever, dude, get out of here. And the next morning I sent him that whole, are you fucking serious, Clark? And so, yeah, we talked about it, and he chose to invest in me and make it happen. He knows that food brings business to that tap room. You know, people want to eat and drink. They don't just want to come drink.
Yeah.
And he's like, we got a good product to offer, and I wish we could offer it to more people. And I said, I think my food will do it. And so over the next couple months, we talked about it, kind of agreed upon it. I literally came home and I said, okay, hun, I'm going to tell you the business plan. And when I'm done, I'm going to tell you why. I need you to tell me why I can't do it.
Damn.
Poke holes in it. And so I just, read it at, just laid it all out.
Right.
And she goes, okay, do it. I said, I can't yet. I got to call my mom. So I called my mom. Same questions. All right, I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to tell you why. Tell me why I can't do it. I did it, and she goes, "Jump, son, do it."
Really?
And yeah, and I was working at shout out to Zarda Barbecue, Jeff Ziefel, Terry Hire, love you guys. I was catering coordinator for Zarda Barbecue at the time, and went back after my paternity leave, and told them I was going to do my thing, and they were nothing but supportive. They wished me the best of luck. So that was a really cool transition. They were really cool with it. I had a lot of fun with Zarda. Zarda's a really good company. If you guys like,
I feel like Zarda doesn't give the love that it
right.
should.
I was just gonna say, like,
in Casey barbecue conversations.
Yeah, like they're never in that conversation. But I'm telling you, like, this is not a paid sponsorship or any of that kind of shit. Like, look, their consistency is stupid. Like, they've got the barbecue down to a damn science.
And they're good people.
Yeah, and they're really good, like to the core good people. So I really felt like the same family vibe I have at Diametric, I had it at Zarda.
That's
like
awesome.
That same family thing. It's dope. So yeah, that's what got this whole stupid thing started. And then like when we got the pit, and shout out to Manny for doing the fix on the pit. And like I dropped it off to him on a Saturday morning, not expecting to see it for like a week. He texted me later that afternoon and said, "Pit's done. You can come pick it up." I'm texting Sean like, "Okay, we got to do Super Bowl. Let's do
get it
Super
cracking."
Bowl. Super Bowl morning. Let me tell you about Super Bowl morning real quick. It was so cold. You know that pond they have out there?
Yep.
There's geese out in that pond, right? Just sitting in that pond. And the water is freezing around these geese. They're just sitting there. And all of a sudden, this goose is just in there, and he's got nothing but ice around him, and you see his head just start pecking to break the ice up to get out. That was from when I got there at 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. So it was getting colder as I was cooking. It was not fun.
Right.
Mac and I were out there full bibbed up. We got
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was.
Whew. Hey, let's talk about this menu, son.
What
menu?
What are we talking about?
I mean,
okay, let's just start with the cabana.
Let's just give a rundown of what's on this menu because it's crazy.
Okay, so I have a breakdown. It definitely, I cannot take all the credit for it. I absolutely 100% cannot. It's been a lot of combination of myself, Betsy, my wife, Devin Roberts, my sous chef. Shout out to Devin.
Shout out to Devin.
Sunshine. That dude is talented.
Yes.
He was trained correctly. Jason Eggers from
shout out to Jason Long Bell.
Yeah, from Long Bell. He trained him, and he trained him right. And then Sean. You know, it was all of us kind of going together. Like my idea, I kind of say that this menu concept is like what you do with leftover barbecue, but designed for leftover barbecue. Like I can't fire my pit every day.
Right.
You know, I don't fire my pit every day. But I've designed it to have that smoke element, and then I take it in the trailer and turn it out into something completely different.
Right.
But it just adds to the flavor, just like you'd roast a pork, I smoke mine. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of my sous chef, I got to get this phone call right quick. I hate to do this, but he's calling me twice now.
Oh, he's working.
What's up, chef?
What do you think about this stout?
I really like this stout.
Do you?
Yeah, you know what? I had until we were doing the show, and we had Bry Fry and Brad on.
Right.
I'd never had a white stout.
Really?
And they brought that white stout with them.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
And if you had told me, I would have been like, yeah, that's not going to work. I mean, that would have been my first reaction. Would have been, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
It's not the first time we've had somebody leave.
No, it's all right.
I mean, you did it one time.
Well,
somebody backed into your shit.
Somebody hit your car, sir.
So what's been your favorite thing on his menu? You think the Taylor Tots are ridiculous?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's where I was going to go. It's like, look, he's got tater tots,
but they're Taylor Tots.
But there's cheese.
Yeah, yeah,
and it's not like cheese melted on top.
No.
You bite in.
Yeah,
there's cheese.
I had them with the sprinkled with the Parmesan.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's like a special Taylor Tot?
Well, you can get different dustings, if you will. So garlic parmesan. the grilled cheese that they do because they do their own bacon too.
Oh yeah.
Shh, don't tell anybody. But there was one night I was closing Diametric, and I was putting shit in the walk-in, and I said, "Oh, there's the bacon pan." I might have gotten a couple pieces out of there.
Did you like Nigel's a couple pieces?
Yeah, I did.
Look, I think if you leave bacon in a walk-in,
yeah,
you gotta know.
Yeah,
somebody's gonna walk away with a piece or two.
I actually know somebody who doesn't like bacon. I'm not gonna name them, but they don't.
I feel like if that's a thing, you got to get called out publicly.
I think it's Jeff over at Grains and Taps. He doesn't like bacon.
Is he a real person?
I don't know.
I mean, like, is that like an artificial intelligence thing?
This is the longest commercial break ever. Well, Devin's working, so that's maybe something's happening at the. Maybe somebody stole the bacon.
Somebody stole the bacon.
Yes, indeed. Sound like he's almost done. I'm not.
I really like the transparent beer too.
That's a really good beer.
That is a fantastic beer.
One of these days, we're gonna get you back down there.
Hey, sorry about that, guys.
Hey, you're not the first person to take a break during the show.
Well, I wish it would have been like better thing. But anyway,
was everything cool? Nobody stole the bacon.
Fine. Everything's fine.
By the way, there was a confession while you were gone.
What?
And I'm gonna make Nigel admit to this with you present.
Okay. I don't know.
Recently,
I don't know if I should be worried or what.
Oh, recently, he was closing down Diametric and.
Well, I was in the walk-in and I might have saw some bacon, and I might have had some bacon.
That's my Chipotle.
So if you were light on bacon a couple weeks ago,
not light. No,
Nigel's the reason
that
why.
That pan of bacon is fucking giant. There's no way they could tell if I took bacon.
I cook enough bacon, don't you?
And what are you guys doing to that
this
bacon?
This is the difference between me and you. If I were you and I would have been that point. Man, we could have made so much more money, but there was bacon missing.
No, man. If one of my homies just enjoys my food, man, it's all good. That's all.
So what are you guys doing to the bacon? Because that's not regular bacon.
No, that we cure that bacon, but we don't use any nitrates or nitrites or anything like that. There's no pink salt, no nothing. So it's just pure. So you remember I was telling you I cold smoke.
Yeah.
So basically what I do is I treat my pork belly. So we get skin off pork bellies in, and I rub them down with kind of like a dry brine. Mm-hmm. And overnight it just kind of does its brining thing, and then I just low and slow smoke it, and that's how it's cured. And then slice it up. And
so you're not brining it very long.
Just overnight.
Wow. I just in the last year started brining and doing my own bacon, but I've not tried it without the pink salt.
No,
I wanted to. Like I tried it with the pink salt first. Don't get me wrong. That's how I first started doing it, and then I just kept reading about how bad all that is for you, and I'm like, wonder if I can create something close. I mean, it's not going to be as salty and smacky as maybe it should be, but it maybe won't cause cancer in 20 years.
But that
well, those are good things to think about.
When I procured the bacon, I wasn't thinking about any of that. I thought that shit was good.
You season it right, man. It's fine. It's like any other piece of meat.
Yeah, and
ours is Chipotle cherry.
See what I'm saying?
There you go.
So let's talk about the Taylor Tots. For those out there, they're not tater tots.
They're
Taylor
Tots in your life.
You need to fucking copyright that name immediately, bro.
I need to. Somebody's gonna steal it.
I mean, what's in the Taylor Tots? You told me, but let the people know.
So, again, our fryer's gluten free, so there was no chance of putting any binders in this thing, and I didn't want, like I said earlier, a croquette that we had just kept making. Like we tried for 2 months to make tater tots, and we kept making croquettes. They didn't have that texture.
Right.
And finally, she came across, and she was like, I try it like this, and I tried it. It was amazing. So it's the way we cook the potatoes at the beginning. Okay, so you basically, again, sous vide, like you were talking about. You sous vide the potatoes because you don't want to cook the outside of the potato before you cook the inside of the potato.
Right.
You want them to cook at the same time. So I load a stock pot up with 20 pounds of potatoes, and I fill it to the top, and I put it on my thing, and I bring it all up to temp low and slow at the same time, and I stick a thermometer in the top one, and when it reaches the degree that I want, I kill the flame, drain them, and then Sean, I love you, homie, bought me like a semi-truck size food processor that I can throw them all through, and it shoots them right into the thing, and it's got we've got this joke, the song I'm in love with a stripper or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So our potatoes we buy are called chippers. So they're designed for frying. Like they're literally designed to fry. They've saved my fryer oil. They make a better brown product. They're amazing, but they're called chippers. So we always scream out, "I'm in love with the chipper." And she rolled and she taught and she fried, and that whole thing. And so those potatoes, sous vide, low and slow, cooled overnight, then shredded, mixed with smoked Gouda, egg, and our house AP blend, which is our all-purpose seasoning, which contains no sugar, by the way, keto people. Our all-purpose rub is 0 sugar. Keto friendly. And so that's it. Hand formed.
Them shits have been a hit.
You work the starch with your hand. So you want that shredded hash brownish thing, and then you want to break it apart in your hand to make that kind of that binder. So that binder happens in your hand.
I told you when we ran out on Sunday, people were not happy.
No.
And they're looking at me like I'm like I ate them all. You know what I'm saying?
We run out.
Did you?
Like
no, I didn't eat them all.
Yeah. We did have 6.
You had who?
I'll put him on blast for that. He had 6.
That day?
Yes.
No, that was a different day.
No, you just got called out.
That was
You're up there so often.
I'm gonna trust the guest.
That was Tuesday or Monday.
What day is it?
It's Wednesday. So it was Monday.
Like I'm believing the guest.
Is there something that's your favorite on that menu?
That Cubano, baby.
Yeah,
that was solid.
So
that was really good. And it's funny because you brought up chef earlier, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the Cubano.
I know, right? And like I fell in love with Cubanos. I don't even remember. Years ago. I just love like the salt and the fat and the acid and like all those different elements. It's like that perfect fucking bite.
Yeah.
And so I came up, like I was saying, it was like a culmination of everybody. I said, I want a Cuban. I know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I don't have the mustard yet. Like I need a solid mustard. I knew I wanted to base it off of like every sauce we have in the restaurant, we make ourselves. Yeah, we don't buy any sauces. We make all of our own aiolis and all that. And so I make a smoked aioli where I do like a garlic confit, if you will. So we smoke garlic in olive oil on the pit, and instead of roasting it, it's now smoking it. Wow. And so we use that to make a smoked aioli. And then my sous chef, Devin Roberts, again, shout out to you, Devin. I love you, homie. He took the Indian coriander that Diametric uses in their gozas. Now, if you take Indian coriander and toast it and then crack it, it smells like Fruity Pebbles. Like no lie, it smells like fruity fucking pebbles. Like American coriander is dog shit. Like it sucks. Indian's where it's at. So he took a little bit of that Indian coriander and a little bit of mustard, and then that aioli and a few other things, and he made this Cuban mustard that is just ridiculous. And then he uses that same coriander in the pickles that he makes because he does all my pickling. He does all the pickle game for us.
Let me. I'm going to pause you here.
Yeah,
I hate pickles.
You love my pickles.
Loved that sandwich.
Yeah.
I did not take the pickle off that sandwich.
Yeah.
And I hate pickles.
What Devin does really well with his brines is he brings that balance of flavor. He brings salt, sugar, and acid in perfect harmony. It's never too acidic. It's never too like he makes water, vinegar together, mixes vinegars together, whatever it needs to be. Like it's perfect. Like he's really good. And I'm lucky to have him on my team because as I'm out there worrying about that big pit, he's caring just as much about what's going on in that kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two places in Kansas City, I'll eat a pickle.
Yeah.
Burn Theory, Local Pig.
Local Pig. Love those guys.
Their pickles are fantastic.
So you must be, bro, this must be a fucking dream come true for you, man.
Yeah, man. I've been building this menu for 10 years. I tell everybody that.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Has it just been kind of sitting in the back of your head, just kind of like you're waiting for the...
If I ever do it, I can't wait to do this.
Wow.
And those are the things you don't tell your friends. Right. You don't want them to do it.
I gotcha.
The first time I had the tacos, I was like, I went to Taylor. I was like, bro, you ain't selling these shits for enough. They're too cheap. I was like, what are you doing? I said, you're missing money because they were so fat. I was like, what the hell?
I mean, I could sell them for more, but I don't need to, and I don't want to.
I mean, and that's fine. I'm not saying you should, because I've had
break the bank to go out and have an experience. You know,
no,
it's
absolutely.
About time we take the fucking ties off and throw them in the corner. We can have the same quality wine, the same quality beer, the same quality spirits in a comfy ass mesh shorts and a big Papa t-shirt sitting at a brewery. You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at you.
And not pay $100 for some atmosphere bullshit I didn't want in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Why can't I serve like high-end 5-star quality food out of a tap room?
I mean, to put it Sunday, like when I worked on Sunday, the amount of food that people would, they're not getting 1 or 2 things off the menu. They're getting 6 or 7 and taking them shits to go.
That's the design of it. It's American tapas, man. Nothing comes with fries. I don't need to build you a meal. You're a fucking adult. Build your own meal. You know what I mean? Like my individual.
We haven't had good tapas restaurants in a long time.
Well, like my nachos. Our nachos are $3 and they're like what, this big?
Yeah.
But they're individual. You don't get like a plate of chips and a gallon of cheese sauce and expected to eat a burger and fries. That helped like build the gluttony of this country. You know, that supersize me shit. You know, build a tapas menu. If you just want a sandwich, get a sandwich. You want a sandwich, fries, and tots, get a sandwich, fries, and tots. Whatever you want to do.
Yo, Nick. So I was in there Monday. I hadn't eaten all day. I went in there. I was like,
You ate everything, bro.
Did you order the whole menu?
Bro, I had.
Oh my God, he bought a shareable nacho, and he goes,
I got the giant nachos and ate them.
and you were proud, right?
And Taylor Tots, and I had a couple tacos.
I haven't had the tacos yet.
Oh my God, I was winning, son.
Tacos?
Yeah.
Well, and I'm gonna be honest. I kind of held off because I always order tacos. Look,
these are the tacos you want to order.
I have another podcast, and there's always a tacos versus burgers theme there because
I want to talk about that.
Well, look, here's what it comes down to. It's not that burgers are bad, but the ceiling on a taco is so much higher.
I don't know, man. But this might be.
Wait. You're wrong. If you say I don't know, you're wrong.
Bro, what about that burger you got over there? That burger comes in a fucking.
Burgers can be fantastic. It's not knocking burger. I'm just saying the ceiling for a taco is higher.
That's a conversation for another day. I don't know about all that.
We might have that conversation.
How long we got? How long we got?
Look, I'm gonna bring him up to the brewery. Y'all can hash that shit out.
We'll get in the kitchen. We'll mess some shit up.
Describe that burger to him though.
So we've got this burger that we've designed, and it is double patty, our crispy pork, which we take our smoked pork and put it on the flat top, and like all the fat that's in that pork already just kind of crisps it up. Bacon, barbecue. What is it? No, it's not barbecue. Sorry. It's the pork, the bacon, double patty, double cheese, and it's served in between 2 of our cheesers, which is our grilled cheese sandwich, which is chipotle aioli, pepper jack, smoked Gouda, and white cheddar. So it's 2 of those plus double patty, cheese, bacon, pork, all together.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, though.
Wait, I'm not done. So after we assemble it, we cut it in half lengthwise, and we put the whole damn thing on the flat top and sear it up. And get that cheese nice and gooey and crispy and delicious.
I'm going to report you for porn.
Do what?
First, I'm going to report you for porn. Second,
maybe I should trademark barbecuehub.com.
The other thing I'm going to tell you, though, is the reason that's so good, though, is the taco component. It's the pork.
Right?
The pork? Is that the pork?
Look, first off, if you're going to tell me that I can only eat one animal for the rest of my life, I'm going to tell you it's pig.
Oh, no, that's another discussion. Nope, cow all day.
What? Seriously?
Oh,
Brisket,
I think you're wrong.
Brisket. I could look in May. Brisket game coming. I may or may not be doing a brisket. This is the first anybody's going to hear about it. Oh my God, your people are going to know about it. I was going to totally keep it a secret, and I just ruined it. I'm cooking briskets on Friday.
I think it'll do fine because I think the ribs are doing pretty well. Don't you think?
Yeah. The ribs sell out in like 45 minutes.
He only does ribs once a week.
I don't know if you know this or not, but in Kansas City, people like ribs.
Yeah.
But if they're good ribs,
bro,
and you know what a good rib is to me? Fuck having sauce on them. If you got to put sauce on them, they're not good ribs.
Look, I'm a snob. Sauce usually means you screwed up.
Like you know Jazzy B, Brandon over Jazzy B's, right?
His ribs are fantastic.
The last time I saw him, I said, I've never had your sauce. He's like, what are you talking about? Like,
oh no, his sauce is great to dip the fries.
I ain't never had the sauce.
By the way,
I didn't need the sauce. Barbecue sauce.
I'm pretty sure that he puts a narcotic in his fry seaseasoning.
Oh, his fries.
We do the same thing. We season our fries with our AP rub.
There's something in Brandon's fries that's addictive.
There's something in this bag.
Oh, the surprise, bro.
Mystery beer number 3.
What do we got here?
I haven't even had this beer, so.
BrewDog Elvis Juice. It's a grapefruit infused IPA.
I say grapefruit. Yeah, it's a PB&J.
I was looking for an ABV for Junior. 6.5.
So I haven't even had that.
4 points off. So close.
Elvis Juice.
I love you, Nigel. You get it.
So what's you're a few months in, a couple months in. What's your master plan for this, man?
Man, we've got a lot of goals. Honestly, I don't want to structure where I want the company to go or where I want this direction to go. I want it to organically happen. I've tried structuring things in the past and it's never come to fruition. I've kind of let nature take its course and natural things happen. So I don't know. I know we got a lot of fun stuff this summer. We're going to get more into like right now we're doing like barbecue for like taproom stuff. And that was the beginning game. That's how we go start. Saturdays soon enough is going to be our barbecue releases. So we'll do like briskets and everything like that. That's what this is a trial run for, just to see how that pit does cook briskets. I've never put a brisket on that pit. So I'm doing a little bit this week just to kind of figure it out and see how it cooks. Like I think I figured out how it cooks everything else. It's hot.
That's the ultimate test, right?
Yeah.
Is a brisket. That's the ultimate test of your smoker.
Yep. That's exactly right. So I'll do that this Friday. And then we'll do the releases. We've got a lot of really cool ideas for the trays on Saturdays. We're going to do a full tray. And it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fusion. Our pickle game is going to get real strong. We're going to use a lot of acid and a lot of like natural, we're going to start fermenting some hot sauces and just really get into the guts and the core of just like everything you would nerd out and do at home because it makes the best fucking food you can feed your family. We're going to feed our guests.
Nice.
Are you going to be pickling garlic?
Get out of my head, bro. We just talked about it.
I feel like we need to hang out. Like there needs to be a drunken night.
Yeah. So we're working on a lot of things. Like I said, I don't want to tip my hands too much, but we're working on a lot of things, a lot of crazy things.
I had potato salad on Sunday, bro.
It's insane.
Some of the best potato salad. I love the chunky potato salad.
Oh yeah.
So good.
So are you a hot potato salad or a cold potato salad guy?
I'm a cold guy.
Yeah, cold.
To me, like I want like hot beans, cold potato salad, and like room temperature meat. I don't want hot meat because that means you overcook the shit. I want it room temp. Like, don't give me hot barbecue.
I feel you.
How you want it,
that elote's fire too.
Yeah, that elote is really good.
That's just coming together.
Yeah.
It's I mean, there's some people like Dave. Shout out to Dave Templeman.
Let's not shout out Templeman.
No, we're going to shout him out. He's probably eating there. He's probably eating there 3 or 4 times a week. He
said he has to pick up 2 days extra at the gym just to eat at the restaurant.
He's the referee. He runs around a lot. He should be fine.
See, there you go. I bet he stands at mid-court. Let's be honest.
he's that referee.
Wow.
Right. Well, I'm just playing. I'm just
like
playing.
the fucking timer.
He's just going to call 3 seconds, right?
I love you, Dave. I'm just playing. But anyway,
we've shouted out a lot of people in this episode for sure.
That's a good, yeah.
We got a lot of friends, bro.
Junior.
All right, so what are some outside of our KC area? Some breweries you love?
Outside of the area, oh gosh, I really like Weldworks there for a while. Central Standard, those dudes
in Wichita,
amazing. Yeah, my boy Will Miller down there makes sure I don't miss any of that nonsense. Norton, Daniel, I love you, dude. He makes some crazy shit. Have you ever been down to Norton's?
I have.
No, they've got that mural of the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, the food is good,
and the food is phenomenal.
Oh my god!
Down there.
Is that Wichita too?
Yeah, it's Wichita.
Daniel, here you go, homie. I'm coming down in July. Let me smoke some briskets and bring them to you. Let's do some collab. It'll be a lot of fun. Did I tell you I'm taking a road trip with my son down to Texas?
Are you?
Yeah. So
nice.
my son's 6. My oldest son's 6. And my middle daughter and my oldest daughter are going to fly with my sister to Texas and hang out with like my cousin or my nephews for a week. And my son and I, my 6-year-old and I, are going to drive down there and we're going to stop at different locations along the way and just eat ourselves to Texas. And then I got some boys in Texas I'm going to cook with, and I'm going to get him in the pits down there. It's going to be so much fun, dude.
Where in Texas you going?
Houston, Spring.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Hang out with Nick Seacrest. You know him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend a night with him, and we're just going to get into all the things.
Yeah, shout out to Nick Seacrest.
Yeah, all the shout outs. We're just going to call this.
Is this the shout out episode?
It's a shout out episode. Okay. You've got a title already. It's a shout out episode.
Act 29, the shout out episode.
Things are best when they just organically create themselves.
I agree.
I mean, that's how we got together. It's weird as fuck. This beer is really good, though. I really like this.
How did we get together? I got shit to say. Let's drink.
Yeah, it was over some boozy coffees.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So.
I like this Elvis juice.
So
Lawrence Beer Company is another one. I'm gonna give them
who?
Say that again.
Lawrence Beer Company.
Yeah, they're good.
I really like them. Free State, my boy Tommy Kelly down there.
Yeah. Hey, so what? He asked you the beer question. How about barbecue? Who do you dig?
Man, don't do it like that.
But okay, it doesn't have to be here. How about that?
Let me see if you're like me though. People ask me that question. I'm like, well, what's our order?
Right, like it's just
like I'm going to choose the place based on the order.
Right. Like I've had a lot of it, and I think a lot of it's okay. I think a lot of it's really good, but it just depends on what I'm feeling that day.
And I got to say this too. So when people like to try to, hem you in, right? And say, well, if somebody's new to Kansas City, where are you taking them?
Well, no, you can't do that.
But I will tell you though too, I'm taking people to LCs.
See, I'm taking
newbies.
No,
you what?
I'm taking them now to Burn Theory.
Well,
before it was let me cook you barbecue.
Oh, there you go.
Well, yeah.
I did have some burnt ends from Plowboys the other day.
Yeah.
I'd never Lynn brought them. I'd never had them. I thought they were good.
I haven't had Plowboys in a long time.
And I'm a burnt end
Have you
snob.
done Zarda's burnt ends though?
Yeah, you brought me some Zarda. Remember the City Hall one time?
Oh my God.
He brought me a whole
I'm going to say it
shit
again.
ton of food.
Zarda does not get the love.
They call them LTD
I think they deserve.
Ends. Oh my God, they're insane. They're so good. They're so good. Well, but no, if I'm going to take anybody anywhere, I like taking stuff with barbecue and making it weird. But honestly, if somebody came out of town, I'd probably take them to Zarda. That would be where I'd go. Like, look, this is really underrated, but I want you to try it because it's really good. And then they can go to whatever one they want to go that they read on the internet later.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
Oh, by the way, Nick, the wings at Burn Theory.
Oh yeah, buddy.
We didn't even talk about the fucking wings.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
You know what they remind me of? I love Jazzy B's wings, but he does the big ass wings.
Right, the whole thing.
I like a whole wing.
Well, but you do the smaller ones. But to me, I'm like, you ain't got to put shit on them. Don't give me no fucking ranch. Don't give me nothing. No. Because what they're smoked and fried, right?
Yep.
You smoke then fry?
Oh, they're beautiful.
Smoked, chilled, then fried. Yeah, fried.
Yeah,
So I can smoke low and slow and not have to worry about going hot to get the skin crispy. I can let the fryer do that for me. So I can just infuse them good and low with all that smoke, and then I drop them to crisp them up.
Well, I love that snap that comes with a smoked wing, right?
Yeah.
Like that skin just gets that snap,
It's like
and then you fry it.
to me. That's like when I want good sausage, I want to bite into it, and I want that snap.
Yeah,
right.
And that hot juice to burn the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Like when you used to go to the like the contest, and you go to the barbecue parties, right? At the barbecue contest, like to me, the ultimate test was the sausage. Right. Can you do good sausage? Because if you get that snap, you get that feel.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah, we don't have, unfortunately, the space to do sausage. We just don't. Working out of that trailer and the little area we have in the brewery, we can't do it. We hope that maybe one day, we get a commissary kitchen, get a little bit bigger kitchen, and have the equipment and do it right. Just if we're not gonna do it right, I don't want to do it.
All you gotta do is when Transparent builds their kitchen, you can just take what they have because it's quite a bit bigger.
Right, and I just figure if I would need a sausage fix, my boy Tyler does good sausage. I'll go get some.
Yeah, shout out to Tyler Harp.
There you go.
Again,
they do great work.
Bro.
His blueberry white cheddar sausage is stupid.
I haven't had that one.
It's stupid.
Yeah. I've had when he brings they go outside Arcade Alley.
Yeah.
Every once in a while and do their stuff. Oh.
Yeah. He's got some good fucking food. Yeah. I'll tell you that. Broham, man, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's been fun. We thought this would be a fun episode. So if people want to find you on social media, Burn Theory, that kind of shit, where are you guys at?
We are on Instagram, Facebook. I don't know how to Twitter. I've never been on Twitter. I guess I'm more head buried in my pit than I am social media, but I try to stay up. Instagram's probably my favorite to use because it's all about the art, less about conversation. No offense to talking about it, but I just like to show off pictures. It's fun.
That's Twitter too. You can just post a fucking picture.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Maybe I need to get
that's what I'll do. I'll just start a Twitter.
I'll have you run my Twitter page.
Just start your an account. I'll steal your pictures from Instagram. Just throw them on Twitter. There we go. It's real simple. Can't you post it at the same time?
This is why we contracted with Alana.
And walk away, bro. Like, what if somebody comments on it and I've got to?
I can respond to motherfuckers, man. It's fine. I got you.
This is why we contracted with Alana because I don't know this shit.
Maybe Alana will do it for you.
There you go.
I bet she'll work for some brisket.
Probably. I don't know.
I know Josh would.
She got a smoker now, man.
I know. She got her own smoker.
When's the brisket start again?
I'll have it Saturday. So I'm doing it Friday night, and I'll have it available Saturday.
All right.
So I wasn't supposed to tell anybody, so don't tell anybody. Whoever listens to this, we're not doing brisket on Saturday until you see it Saturday morning or Friday night.
Well, yeah, because this doesn't come out till Friday. So.
Except for I'm going to be there Saturday. I got a little pop-up event. Hey. I'm doing some carnitas for a little pop-up event, but then I'm going to be over there.
It's like, who's this motherfucker hanging out in the parking lot at 5 a.m.?
Service at noon. We're going to sell brisket until we sell out.
There we go.
It's beautiful. So. Nick, where can they find us?
As long as we don't fuck up the brisket.
You're not going to fuck up the brisket.
Probably not.
I got faith. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps. Just look for Beers with Nigel. You can watch us on YouTube, on Vimeo, on Facebook Watch. Yeah. And you know what else, too? There's this.
You've been listening to Beers with Nigel, a show about beer and other stuff, hosted by Nigel Woodbury and that other guy, Nick Parker. Beers with Nigel is poured for you by Dire Oil Graphics, providing bumper-to-bumper graphic design, promo products, and print services. Find them at direoil.com. Beers with Nigel is a proud member of the Fredcast Network and is available on all of your favorite podcast flavors. Find Beers with Nigel on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and ask Alexa to play the Beers with Nigel podcast.